In today's layout update, I'm going to show you the progress I've made in renovating the Evanston and Granger area of my layout this week. That's happening right now. Hi, I'm Roy Smith, and I'm the world's slowest model railroader. But I have made some progress at Granger on my layout since last Saturday's update. In today's episode, I'm going to show you what I've done. But first, remember that we share the hobby of model railroading on this channel. So to share the hobby, I urge you to subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. I upload a weekly show for model railroaders called Dispatch on Tuesday nights, and a layout update on Saturday mornings, and I don't want you to miss any of it. Now, first up, I'm going to show you how I moved those drop feeders that have been lying there in the middle of the renovation of this area of my layout. You can see them here in the center of Granger Junction, where I put them initially just to power up the track quickly. To move them, I begin by marking the spots where I want to move them to. Altogether, there are 4 drop feeders in this area. Now I drill holes for them in the plywood. First I drill a pilot hole. Of course, to do this I have to move the Cato unitrack out of the way because the drop feeders will go down through the plywood directly under the center of the track. Next, I drill a larger hole with a 1/2 inch paddle bit. The 1/2 inch hole enables me to adjust the exact position of the track once the drop feeders have been attached to it. Cato drop feeders come in packs like this. Actually, Cato calls them terminal unijoiners, but I guess just about every other brand of track calls them drop feeders. This is what they look like when you take them out of the pack. They replace the existing unijoiners or rail joiners. No soldering for me. I'm removing the kinks in the wires. I cut off this piece because I won't need it to connect the drop feeders to the bus wire under the layout. Now I drop the wires through the hole I drilled in the plywood. This handy little plastic tool comes in every pack of terminal unijoiners. You use it to remove the existing unijoiners in order to replace them with terminal unijoiners. Now I install the terminal unijoiners, making sure that the white and blue wires connect to the same rail all the way around the layout. Getting them reversed would cause an electrical short. Now I will do the same to the other 3 drop feeders off camera. And there you can see that I've done it, and the feeder wires that you could see before are no longer visible. Next task, the highway. I'm going to apply a thin coat of spackling paste on top of the Sculptamold I put down last week. I'm going to do this to create a smooth road surface. Spackling paste provides such a smooth road surface, unlike Sculptamold, which tends to be a coarse material. I spread out the spackling paste as smoothly and as evenly as I can. Now the spackling paste has had sufficient time to dry, so I sand it very lightly to make the road surface even smoother and more even. I have discovered that I can rub the road surface with my fingertip to make it even smoother. Okay, I'm going to paint the road surface with this asphalt top coat from Woodland Scenics. Later on, I will weather the road using a diluted white paint. Now the third and final task today. I'm going to carve that hill that you saw me make last week using layers of white styrofoam as a scenery base. You will recall that I created this terrain feature so that the highway would appear to disappear into the backdrop behind it. I start by using a hot wire cutter to do the larger carving. I do this right on the layout since it produces very little of those tiny beads of white styrofoam that tend to fly everywhere. There, I've got it roughly shaped, so at this point I'm going to do some finer cutting and carving using an old razor saw and an old X-Acto knife, but I will do this off layout because it does produce a lot of those little beads of white styrofoam. I finished carving the hill, so I'm going to glue it in place. The glue is dry, so I can now apply a coat of spackling paste to the hill. I will be able to carve terrain and rock formations into the spackling paste. I have already covered the nearby track with blue painter's tape to protect it. Okay, the spackling paste has had time to set up. It is still somewhat soft. This is a good time to carve terrain and rock formations into it before it becomes completely dry. I like to use an old X-Acto knife to do this, but you can use whatever kind of tool you like. There you have it. That's what I got done this week. Some wiring, the road, and the hill. In next week's layout update, I hope to offer you a review of everything I did on my layout in 2019. This, of course, will be the final episode of 2019. Be sure to join me then. In the meantime, just click over here to watch some more exciting videos. I'm Roy Smith. Until next time, happy railroading.